Hello, everyone. Jay Nay here this morning, evening, afternoon, whatever. How are we all doing? Hi, Alicia.
Oh, hey.
Oh, hey. So we are recording a little bit early, but we're right now in the last few days before the event. So by this time, the event has come and gone. It was 5 days ago. Hopefully, it was the best day ever. And you can still buy tickets to the recording. So make sure you do that. You'll be able to watch it until Sunday the 2nd. I know we said October 1st, but let's say October 1st. No
Let's.
stress.
Let's.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. I'm excited for the show. So I know we won't talk about the show because it's over, but I'm really looking forward to it. Anxiety, like my body's like fighting anxiety and excitement. You know what I mean? So it's not stress, but like when the pimples come out and when I'm like, yeah, my body's like fighting something. It's like it's feeling feelings.
There's like a lot to think about too. Like for me, I'm like thinking, I'm like, don't forget that. Oh yeah. I mean, everything's in order and everything's in place, and like I got this, but there's still like I just had that thought. I was like, oh right, I need to pack up my living room. Like I just like had that thought.
Yeah, we basically you'll see the I guess the setup of the show is Alicia's living room.
Yeah.
Her chairs, her tables, her lamp. Not lamp, but plant. Not no plants. No
No
plants needed.
plans.
No
Absolutely
plants.
not.
So I was at the Capitol last night for Dia's pre-premiere show. It was fun. It was fun to like I was on the balcony, so it was fun to see what people see. So that definitely got me that I guess that perspective of like when people are there, you don't see that front part at all.
Okay.
So I want to make sure to tell Paul that we're like back, that we like make sure that everyone sees everything.
That's
But
actually important because there was one job for someone in that front part that
exactly. So we'll make sure that he's closer to us on stage, which is
perfect.
totally fine.
Perfect.
Now it's good. And like you see the screen so good. So that's important to us. And you see us, you see the people in chairs. It was fun. It was really a fun event. They were really excited to like, they were kind of sold out, very similar to our show. Like just the second half of the balcony was not sold, but
Okay.
it was free tickets. It was free to go. Yeah.
So were the actors there at all? What did they?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so they did have like a 30-minute session at the beginning to like talk about creating this series. So Dia's in this series en français called La Garde Partagée, which means joint custody of the kids. And so they were talking, and there were a lot of kids there. And I chose not to bring Dia. It is very much an adult show. She's still just 8, and I think it ended at like 9:30. So it would have been late. Yeah. And 30 minutes of just talking is not interesting to her. And they talk really fast. And topics in there, like a lot of fucks and a lot of like they were swearing a lot, which is no big deal. I mean, swearing is for me, it's like it's a word. She needs to like hear it. Like it's fine.
Yeah.
But there are certain topics that I think she wouldn't have, certain humor that are only funny for adults because we get it.
Okay.
So it is very much an adult show. So as you're listening to this, the show actually premiered on air on TV Tuesday, the 20th, and there's an episode tonight on the 22nd as well. So yeah, we have it on Bell TV. There's also an app, UniTV. So pretty much anyone can watch it, but it starts off, I'm not going to tell everything, but because I'm probably not allowed, but I mean, it's over now. But the first show, you guys, if you missed it on Tuesday, so they showed the first episode and the third episode last night.
Okay.
Dia is in both. So that was exciting. That was fun. And the way it works is little sketches. So like the same actor plays like with a different kid, like it's like really like there's 200 different sketches.
Okay.
Of like, this is a scenario that a parent will relate to. Next, another scenario that a parent will relate to. Next, it's not a story. It's not a storyline.
Okay.
So it's like, it was like, go, like it went by so fast.
Okay.
So it starts off and they're at school and the teacher's like, okay, everyone, you can go play now. And so the little girl goes, hey, veux-tu jouer à maman et papa avec moi? And then the little boy's like, okay. So she's like ironing. She's like, doo, 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 doo. And the little boy comes out and he goes, allô, mon amour, voulais-tu l'aide à souper? Like, do you want help? You want me to help you for supper? She goes, fuck off. I told you not to be. That's how it starts. Like the little girl says, fuck off. Well, we laugh. She goes, I told you not to be here. Why are you here? I called my lawyer, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, what's a lawyer? Like the little boy. So she's obviously playing the mom. That's like what she's like going through. And it's one part where she goes, je prends la petite puis je m'en vais sur ma sœur. Like, je vais prendre la petite puis je m'en vais sur ma sœur. Just la petite, ça m'a fait rire. Like, that's very, very French, like the way she spoke. And like, someone would say that, like, je prends les enfants and I'm going. Anyways, just like that, that's how it starts. And it's like, la garde partagée. And just like, it was right in your face. And then there's another part where like, they don't want to like say the words in front of the kids. So they start spelling. And they spell like random words that like, why aren't they saying that in front of the kids? But they're making fun of parents that spell the words. Like, why are we spelling? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the dad is like new and he's very funny. And he's like trying to like make up the word in his head. Like, what are they spelling?
Sounds like Neil.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Sounds like Neil.
Yes. And then he's trying to be cool and be a part of the conversation. It's all moms. He's the only dad. And he's at a birthday party. And he's like, oh yeah. Yeah. And he's trying to spell and he misspelled the word. And they're like, why are you spelling? Oh, no, I was crying. It just started. I was already crying because it was, and then Dia ended up being the daughter. So is her beautiful face, just like basically the camera went to her beautiful blue eyes, like looking at the camera. And Jeff was like, oh, it's Dia. So yeah, we did see her multiple times, like in different, like, I'm like, oh, it's her. She's right there. Look at her. She's playing in the pool or, you know what I mean? Like, so that was
that must have been really cool for you to see because Dia was recording a lot of this during COVID times. So it was like really intense. Jose didn't see a lot. It was like literally like, here's my child.
Nothing, drop off all day. Yeah.
Drop off. You had like a communication, like she is fed. And like, she was there for long days.
Yeah. She like her longest day was a 12-hour shift, which is like kind of insane. Anyway, so, and then episode 3, so episode 1, she's not there a lot, but you do see her. And then episode 3, there's like a sketch just about her and her mom. And it was the sketch. I'm like, oh my God, it's her. So I took a little video. I sent it to my friends. I didn't tell anyone. But
why did they tell you not to take pictures or videos?
Well, I was like, put your phone away. Okay. That's very funny. Cause at our show, we're like, fucking post this shit on the internet. You know what I mean? Like take all the videos, and it's very interesting to me. Let's talk about that just a little bit, but how I've worked with different, let's say businesses or platforms of like different companies, and they're very secretive about their shit. And I'm like, literally, you should be doing the opposite because they think they're like leaking to everyone. And I'm like, no one sees this. And this creates FOMO. This creates people wanting to see more. This creates like in my mind, I'm like, I posted a picture and me posting shit about it makes people want to see it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But people are still like, don't post the poster. They didn't want me to post when Dia was going for a photo shoot to be on the poster of the thing. I'm like, that's ridiculous. This would create people following UniTV. This would create people being excited. Oh, but we just don't want people to like, we don't want to leak a side of the poster. I'm like, who cares? This is what people want to see. It's very interesting to me.
I felt the same when Neil was working on the Holy Bowly and they were transforming it from like a really old, dingy bowling alley to this like gorgeous, funky, cool retro space. And they like didn't want to share a lot. They only shared at the very end. And it was like literally months. It was like, people love to see a transformation, a journey.
Absolutely.
It hurt.
It hurt me. And you know what? Right now I'm working with someone else is like, because of the scam of the thing, you know, like people are like, did I win the thing? I'm like, you guys, every time we do a freaking contest, there's like this bogus page, like people do that for their jobs. They like sit there and try to like steal money from people's credit cards.
Basically.
They did catch a few. I mean, people like also obviously cancel their cards, but that's super annoying. Yeah. So just make sure you guys, when you enter contests, that the page that is reaching out to you is legit, honestly, because they do create non-legit ones. Like for us, like they either put like a comma or a little like it's not your way weight loss, like you weigh weight loss, like, you know what I mean? So just like watch out for that. Anyways, I've been working and collaborating with Shediac, the town of Shediac.
Yes.
And I'm going to all the restaurants and like literally no restaurants has Instagram. I'm upset. Like we can't even tag them.
Like, what's the first thing I do when someone's like, oh, we're going to this restaurant? I look it up on Instagram.
Absolutely. And I just feel like, obviously, in Shediac, okay, it's very seasonal. To make it in the restaurant business in Shediac and to actually like make money, not just like, oh, I own a restaurant, but I'm like barely making it, to actually like be successful. And even year round, you could be successful year round if you put in the work to, it's really social media. Like I think of Le Mock Tortue. He has an amazing social media presence. And that's why he can be successful year round in Shediac. And there's been 3 restaurants in that Baptiste that he's in that building, in that exact spot. So it's not the spot. It's not, it's the effort that you put into being open. You have to be open for people to come see you. Most restaurants, we're trying to like get me to go have lunch there. They're not open from Monday to Friday. And I understand. I mean, I'm not in that business. It must be such a hard business to find employees and whatever, but like he's doing it. He's working his ass off. The owner is there every single day. He has employees. He clearly treats them right. You know what I mean? There's clearly something there. I don't know. I would push for that if I was a business owner. I'd be like, no, I'm going to try to be open and find something. Like, I don't know. That's just me though.
I like want to help everyone. Like the guy that
Every
did
business.
the paving stones at for the Run the Pool. I was like, why don't you just like do this on your own? Like, and I was like, how can I help promote you? And I was like, and then he was like, I said, where can I tag you? He's like, just give them my cell phone number. I was like, ah.
I know. And I know. And I was saying this to Jeff and he was like, not everyone can do what you do. Not everyone, you have to understand. I'm like, but in my mind, I'm not a unicorn. I'm not like, but he's like, no, not everyone, like not everyone is meant to own shit. There needs to be employees, Jose. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, okay, I know what he means. He's like, if everyone was the owner, the founder, the entrepreneur, there needs to be that, but there needs to be people that are very content and very like, that's how they fuel their bucket is the employee side of it. And then as the owner, you have to really treat them well because you understand their value. And I was like, yeah, I see what he's saying, But anyways, so, and even to the point where the ones that had Instagram didn't even reshare. Like that's not hard though. So clearly they're not even enough on their Instagram to see that someone tagged them in something to be able to reshare. And like even Sophia and Spritz, amazing presence on social media. The way they marketed that restaurant for me, I was like, doing that party cost a lot of money. Doing that VIP party, that is money. That is marketing money. They were smart about it. They invited people that they knew would tag them in it. Like that had value. And we have a new restaurant in Shediac, no Instagram, and they clearly struggled all summer. Because like no one was ever there. Like I passed so many, I always look at the restaurants. I'm like, oh yes, the terrace is full. I love when I see a terrace that is full. I love when I see a business thrive. That makes me so happy, especially in Shediac. And it really does, right? I'm like, yes. But anyways, I saw that they really weren't busy this summer. Like it's a hot day and there's no one outside. So clearly like something's happening. And I tried to find them on Instagram and they weren't on Instagram. And they have a really unique model of what they serve. I know that. And they could really they could have invite people, spend money to be able to it takes time to grow, but they're not just, people aren't just going to show up at your business. It's almost like a business podcast, this one. But you know what I mean? Like if you want to own a business, you guys, you have to go out of your way to be, if you're different, my God, Mock Tortue is different. They have 4,000 board games. They do trivia night. They have, singers, whatever, guests, people that show up there. So that costs money. That shit is the look is different. The food, the vibe is different. If you're different, you have to put that shit on the internet so people know you exist.
And investing in, like you said, investing in inviting people that will show it off and tag it. And people want what they see their friends doing. I'm reminded daily of how delicious the dessert is at Sophia and Spritz. So it keeps it in the forefront of my mind.
Yes. And, I went twice, 2 days in a row at Sophia and Spritz, and so many people reached out, is it good? What, did you like it? People want to know what you're doing. And by investing in influencers or people that have a following, but it's not even the following, it's, that's their purpose in the following is to show their life and what they do. That's what we do on our personal Instagram. Right. Yeah. And Experience Shediac was really nice with me that, they said we've never seen such a reaction to a campaign. And this is
Okay.
a campaign, like they're campaigning lobster roll time.
Amazing.
And I said, yes, like, cause we're bringing them on a journey.
Yeah.
We're not just posting about it. We're not just
Yeah.
like, we're bringing a human, and people love to follow a journey. Just like even last night at the Capitol, someone was like, hey, oh my God, I've been following your lobster roll journey. It's very funny to me. Now the lobster, oh, she said, when I saw you come into the theater, I'm like, oh, that's the lobster roll girl. And I'm like,
Hilarious.
funny. I've been called donut girl.
Yeah.
You know, that's the donut girl. But like people follow that. People really enjoy that. So anyways, I mean, that's our business advice to you. Maybe that's our next business.
It honestly, our business advice is share all the things and take people on a journey with you.
There's nothing better than authenticity in your business. That's how you'll be consistent. It's like your weight loss journey. Authenticity always wins because it brings consistency. And like me being so authentic, like I'm not fake when I'm trying out the things. Did you see the piece that fell and that I'm like saying the word moist? Then I'm like, do we say moist? Keep going, keep the camera rolling is what I said. And then there's a seagull and it's like, rah, rah, and I'm like, my God. And then I put a seagull emoji. Like you have to bring people, you can't be a hello, like people like authenticity. So if you have something special, I think that it's important that you like milk that shit in your business.
How many more lobster rolls do you have left?
Right now it's Wednesday when we record this. So 3 more, I'm done on Friday.
Okay.
Yeah. And I've given myself a personal goal of helping the Experience Shediac page to get to 4,500. I'd be really proud of that. They would have almost gained 800 new followers since I started.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And, you know, with a start of 36, 800 is like a big percentage.
Yeah.
And I know how hard it is to get new followers.
Instagram. Tough.
Yeah. Instagram
tough
is tough crowd. So I'm at 4,400 exact today.
Ah.
So yeah.
You're
So I
gonna
should
get
make
there.
it. But I told them like what you need to know as well is that people can watch the story. They can be interested in my journey and not follow. So getting followers, that's why it's hard when you're public, you know. I have, 3,500 people follow my stories. I don't know if they're all followers, you know.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You know,
it shows you can check
that. It does. Yeah, you can check that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so basically, I had looked and they were reaching like 1,000 people watching their stories since we started.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And she said like, definitely not what it was before. And I'm like, but they know what to expect. She said, it keeps growing. Like the next day there's more than the day before. I'm like, yeah, because now like people know what to expect and they're actually looking for your stories. Just like people look for our stories.
Yeah.
They like our stories. You know, they know what to expect on the Jose platform and on the Alicia platform.
All the things, every single piece of our lives. That is what you were going to see.
Good morning, good evening, good night.
And everything in between.
And repeat. Okay. So you guys, we're going to keep going on the trend of diet behaviors. And today we're attacking the doing things you hate, not being authentic, essentially. So basically doing exercise that you don't like. That's definitely a diet behavior, doing exercise just for weight loss, or even eating foods that you don't like.
I will never forget having a moment with a coworker, and it was when I was teaching still, and they came in my room and they were like eating carrots and hummus. And she was asking me about your weight loss. And I was like, do you like that snack? And she's like, I hate this snack. And I was like, why are you eating that snack then? And it like had never occurred to her that there was another option. She was like, I just can't eat cottage cheese anymore. I think she must have been on another diet. I was like, well, then stop eating cottage cheese.
Yeah. Obviously she was. And also, you know what? She might've been on nothing. She's on her own diet.
Because we all have that list of foods. Okay, I'm on a diet now. I am going to eat. Beep, 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 beep.
Yeah. I've heard someone say this lately. I didn't want to tell you that. Someone that's not on your weight loss, but it's like, I'm not going to spend money on another program because I know exactly what to do because I've done so many. Like that's also a line that we hear often. And that I know what I know of that is basically what they're going to do is just put themselves on a diet. Like I'm 100%. Like, you're just going to put yourself on a diet. And I don't blame you. Don't pay someone to put you on a diet. How about you put yourself? Like I get that, save your money. But you can put your money elsewhere when you understand what a program offers. And I think it's understanding that you can invest in yourself and who you are, and then learn how to not diet. And that's what we do. And I love that we had a photo shoot with the cookie jar and then I'm eating lobster rolls. I don't know if you saw my story, but I'm like, I freaking love that you guys are seeing me eat cookies, and then go eat lobster rolls. And what I do, and I do that for work. And then I'm like, but what I really do for work is help people lose weight without dieting. So it all fits. It all fits, you
It
know?
all fits. Just the, I mean, it's literally perfect.
Yeah, I'm made to just, you want to invite me to eat something. And you know what? I freaking love people reach out to us to with cookies. They don't think I'm not going to reach out to your weight loss. Like they, you know what I mean? And I'm like, yes, people are getting it. Finally, people are getting it. Businesses are getting it, that they're using our faces and our businesses to say like everything fits. And I love that, you know?
I do finally feel like people are for sure getting our message and believing our message more than ever.
Believe, I like that. I like
Yeah.
that because there's, you know what we do, but then you don't believe what we do.
No,
It's
I
two
mean,
different things.
we saw that so much when we were doing the Tim Hortons thing, is like people they'd be like, but what, but are you, people actually said out loud, obviously they're not, they're faking it. Like people actually said that
Yeah.
out loud, which I was
Yeah.
shocked by. So it's like people literally still do not believe that it is possible.
I know. And that makes me sad because there's so much opportunity once you believe.
It's just room for more
It's not
room
on
for
us
us.
though.
No.
Yeah. And I mean, at the end of the day, all you can do, it's like when, you know, sometimes people reach out and they're like, my niece or my spouse or my mom, you know, has so much work, like, especially our members reach out because they now recognize how, their environment, the people they hang out with, their language and the shit they believe. And they're like, oh my God, like, how do I help them? Do it, like, how do I, and I'm like, all you can do is model. All you can do, even when it comes to like, when you want advice with like parenting your teens, like that's what I'm hearing everywhere on the content I'm taking in, is like, all you can do is model how you want to be spoken to.
Yeah.
So if your teen's a dick, don't be a dick back. Like that's
Yeah.
not the answer to your teen stop being a dick, you know? If your teen is not talking to you, don't play the silence game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's not going to make them talk. So you keep talking, you keep showing up, you
Yeah.
keep opening up the conversation if they want to. And one day, it takes time, but one day you'll see changes. So in my mind, I'm like, if you keep modeling in front of your niece that you're prioritizing yourself, that
Yeah.
you're happy, that you eat all foods, they will start believing it.
Absolutely. Like you said, people reach out to us and they're like, you know, oh, my daughter or like my niece or my mom or whatever. And like, you can't tell anyone how to think.
No, or
You
to believe
can't.
something.
You can model it. You can speak your language out loud, and over time, people will start to believe it. And there's only so much control that you have.
Yeah. Think about when you are, especially colleagues are the worst. Okay. Actually, you were my colleague and we were best friends, but colleagues are the worst critics. I find they're not really your friend.
Yes.
They definitely have different values. They come from different backgrounds, and it's just like a group of people. They're not family, you know?
But it's like,
so it's just
a weird dynamic because like you see them so frequently, right?
absolutely. So I feel like colleagues sitting at a desk or sitting at a table, all having lunch, they all have different perspective and different language and whatever. And I imagine saying to a colleague, I'm not dieting. I'm just really focusing on like making sure I'm showing up as who I want to be. Imagine you say that. They don't believe your bullshit. They
No.
do not, like, let's say they come from a diet background. They do not believe your bullshit that you can lose weight while not dieting. They don't believe that. So it's not up to you to start a fight at the table and say like, it's possible, but just keep not dieting and keep losing the weight and being happy. And after maybe 2 years, buddy is going to stop not believing that you can do it because you've proven to them.
Yep.
It is not up to you to convince anyone else of anything.
No.
Your first job is to convince yourself that you can do that and to fucking do the work. And the rest of the people are just going to watch. And it's when they'll only start believing it when you do it.
They're going to watch you not do things that you hate. No, they're going to watch you
do things that you not hate, that you don't hate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do things that you like.
Yeah.
Enjoy doing
Exactly.
doing a movement that you actually enjoy doing, eating food that you actually enjoy eating, showing up and not feeling restricted, deprived, hungry, cranky, all of those things. They'll see it. They'll then they will start to believe it.
So, right fun. So yesterday I met someone who is a member and, she came to Choose Happy. No, sorry. Her friends were all going to Choose Happy. She was not a
Okay.
follower or
Okay.
whatever, but she went to supper with them before Choose Happy.
Okay.
Okay. So she's like, I knew who you guys were, but I was like skeptical of the whole thing. And like, why are we watching these two girls? Like, what do they have to offer? I freaking love when people are honest about like how skeptical they were and how they've like moved past that. So she's like, then I started following you guys. Then it was like, I didn't understand the whole thing. She said, I started following you guys because of the Tim Hortons journey. Okay. So
Okay.
Choose Happy is 5 months before the freaking Tim Hortons. So there's like time that passes that she knows we exist, but she's not converted because her friends went to Choose Happy and are telling her that we're amazing. So
Yep.
she said it was very interested in the documentary. So she ends up coming. If I recall, she said she ended up coming because she like fell in love with us. Then she
Okay.
watches it. Then she's like, I get it. She was very skeptical of the documentary.
Okay.
And so she's like, I'm skeptical this last. And you need to understand, you guys, it is hard. It is hard to convert people to believe in your weight loss. And we know why, because you have so much baggage in dieting that you have these two girls that are telling you that you can lose weight without dieting. You're not just going to flip a switch. Like that's not going to happen. So it does take a long time for you to believe that this shit, that you don't have to hate what you do, to
Yeah.
lose weight.
Yeah.
And the documentary was about that. Like
Yeah.
there's a big piece that we said, like weight loss does not need to suck.
Yeah.
Just
It
can you
was.
please, it was,
Yeah.
so we did say that, like, can you please, so guys, if you're listening to this and you have not watched the documentary, I am insulted. Like I understand that I might not convert you to being a member at Your Way Weight Loss, but it is $9.99. And this is a piece of content that is very unique. That two girls ate Tim Hortons for a whole month. It is very entertaining. It's always entertaining. We always have a comedic spin on things. That's what we do. And that's why we have the way to convert people, because we have a comedic, very relatable, authentic way to do so, to do this, our work. We don't just show up and say like, it doesn't have to suck. Oh my God, look at how good I look in a bikini. Like, no, it's like, it doesn't have to suck. You know what else sucks? Being a mom. And then we talk about that. And then we so you relate to us and you relate to our way of thinking. And that's why you see value in what we have to say. So she said, I go to the friggin' thing. She says, I watch it. And then I'm like, geez, I really like what these girls have to say. And she became a member. And she
No
said,
way.
she said, I lost 15 pounds. And like, I think that's what I don't want to put words in her mouth, but I didn't say who this was. So all is good. But if she's listening, this is what I remember of the conversation that was a while ago. But basically she became a member, is still a member. And she's like, you guys do such, like, she said she had gained weight this summer. That's what she shared. She's like, I gained like 10 pounds this summer. But the way I start to think, why is that bad? Like, like she's like, I've always wanted to be the thinnest, the like lowest, she's one of those members, Leash, that needed that message. Members need different messages, but she was the member that said, why is heavier bad? Why am I always chasing for that next 10 pounds? She is that member that needed that message. And she's like, you guys, I had the best summer. You guys remind me that this is enough, that I am enough. And she's like, that's what she uses of the membership. Whereas someone else can use the membership and lose 100 pounds.
Yeah.
So it's such a message that touches so many people because it's relatable, and you can really go and get your way out of what we do for work, create a better relationship with your body and food and whatever that means to you in that moment.
Yes.
I'm sorry, that was long. I did speak a lot, but it was a story. I brought them on a journey.
No, it's all good. Yeah. No, that I actually love moments like that. I actually, I'm the one that creates the daily emails that go out to our email subscribe or our members get emails Monday to Saturday. And every Tuesday is a transformation email. And it doesn't have to be this massive physical transformation. That's not the purpose of the email. And so I love that process of reaching out to people and saying like, are you ready to share your weight loss story? And sometimes they say, oh my gosh, me, or I don't have a lot to say. And like, I bet you actually do. And just reading those stories is like so impactful. And there's one coming up actually of someone who just didn't even really have weight to lose, but she was like, my mind, like the way I think, like it just changed my life. And it just like, it makes me tear up because I'm like, we're helping people. Like
Yeah.
these are real humans. Anyways, I just love hearing about how we impact other people's lives in different areas. Like you said, one is the
Yeah.
relationship with their body. The other one is to lose 100 pounds. Like it's all different. And I just love hearing their stories.
Yeah. And I think that people need to recognize, like, why are these two girls that are, helping people lose, like, if that's the perception of society, you're a weight loss, they help people lose weight. I'm like, oh my God, it's beyond that. And I'm hoping the show shows that to society. Like, do other programs host a show at Capitol to make women feel good, to have an ultimate girls night? And like, you know what I mean? Like, clearly what we do as human beings, you and I, is beyond help people lose weight. It's to help people realize that they can be prioritized and they deserve a better relationship with food and their bodies and blah, blah, blah. Another fun story, and we'll end there, is so basically, I guess the behavior, guys, that we want you to stop is doing things you hate, because weight loss does not have to suck. Is that clear?
100%.
So one girl reached out and she's like, I'm trying to convince my mom and my sister to come to the show. And she said, look at their message. Look at what they need to work on. It was so cute. And I loved how she was like so open, and she's like, Mom. And so the sister didn't want to go because she thought it was just going to be about weight loss.
Yeah.
You saw this message, right? And so, and I'm like, I'll bet. Like, it's actually not about weight loss of the whole show. So that proves right there that like our intentions of us showing up every day is not about weight loss. Okay.
No.
So, but it's very ironic that we help people lose weight, but with our way of showing up, you guys. So that's the unique piece of your weight loss. So anyway, she goes, there's that. And then she shows me the message. Her mom's like, I would love a night out with you and your sister. She said, I just don't want your sister to be shamed because she's thin. And this show is more about like empowering women. Like, it's like, just for me, it was like perception, like these were their perception of what we were doing. And I was like, look at how we need to work on people's perception of things, and how perception is everything. These people might never follow us or come to a show that could literally change their life. Okay. Because of their perception. So I'd love to have a podcast about perception.
I can see
Because
your wheels turning there.
I have so much to say about perception, you guys. It could change your life if you recognize that everything is a perception. Literally everything, every behavior, like literally every behavior that you do and not do is because of your perception of that behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so I will stop there because this was a long one, but I hope that everyone enjoyed. There's a lot. We talked a lot about nothing. A lot happening. I really enjoyed it. We love you. We appreciate you. We're almost at 700,000 downloads. Maybe by this time we would have reached it.
Wow.
That's actually insane.
Yeah. Wow.
I know. Anyways, again, we appreciate so much that you guys love listening to us. Please leave a review, share that you listen to it. We love to tag you. We definitely share retags, everyone. Don't you worry, reshare the tags. But yeah, if you appreciate this podcast, a way for you to say thank you is clearly to leave a review, put some stars. And in the link added to this podcast is the links to all the things to join your weight loss. We have a code. It ends September 30th. Stop waiting. Stop trying to be converted because something magical might, like, as in like I need this one moment. Maybe this is the moment where you're like, I need to change my perception of dieting,
of weight loss
in general. Yeah. And of your weight loss as well.
Yes.
You will only change your perception of your weight loss if you come in, like if you're
inside.
A member. Inside. Absolutely. And there's also a link to purchasing the recording of Choose You, and you deserve that night. You deserve that time for yourself. What else is there? It's pretty much it. I think those are the two things I want to promote right now.
Absolutely.
Okay. Have a good day, everyone. We love you and appreciate you. Bye, Leash.
Bye.